Okay, welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Old World in our second run. We're going for a little bit more combat this time. And sort of by starting position, we're forced to fight two bands of barbarians instead of one. So we've done some combat. We probably want to get up to more with probably the Danes. But at the moment, I'm trying to capitalize on the sites we've cleared first. Which it might not look that way because we've been spending all the food. So we've only got one of the three sites set up. Got two more to go, so I need 200 food for that, and we need to get our respective industries going. So hopefully we can get that going over the next couple turns. All our resources are positive except food. Completed ambition. I think the answer here is going to be get another quarry. So we're going to pay for the quarry, which we can afford, I think, yeah. Alt by the quarry. Do we have another worker? Oh, well, yes, we do. So I'm going to have you move. So again, we're going to have cutting trees for lumber. Can you go outside and cut them outside the barriers? Yeah. And then we're going to sell that lumber so we can afford to buy some food. So that we don't have a food deficit. Okay, so that should cover us until the farm's done. Which should get us back into the positive, although only barely. We've got the scout, which I suppose the scout in its own way could help. So that was probably better than buying that food. And then Pompey. I think we're going to grab the stonecutter, which is going to lower our civics production. Yeah, let's grab the stonecutter so we can get another good stonecutting place. We can pick up a law, which I think we should. We're going to go vassalage, which might actually save us some unit upkeep. Which might get us food, or closer to food positive. Once we get to 400 again, I think we'll pick up epics. Foresters are going to complete. We're hoping to pull the one that allows us to build slingers. Completed forestry. Judaism founded in Sarissa. Our grandson is already feeling ill. Oh dear. Hopefully he gets better. Or we'll have outlived two of our heirs. Apparently a bisexual heir. Here. Okay. As a diplomat, I can do this option. Immoral music. In Rome, the study and playing of music is seen as a path to moral corruption. Certainly an unsuitable pursuit for a ruler. It is thus especially worrying when discordant notes echoed out from Livia's chambers, and she discovered learning to play the lyre and sing poetry. Steer a student away from corruption. We don't really care about how much she likes us, because she's third line, our granddaughter. Stop this. Those meddling Fabii. Talk of bounds at court of the suspicion associated between the Fabius family and a delegation from Haiti. Your council member, Duke Consort Servius, seems to be involved. What could they be scheming about? If I was weak, I just... Oh no. I'm weak? I'm apparently considered weak. Oh, I'm foolish. So, because I am foolish, I'm like, don't need to... I'll just keep an eye on them. Meddling is not a problem. Control 6 forums. Maintain 4 governors. Control 20 urban tiles. I should have kept to the jokes. Matters of state. Oligarch Camelia of Pompey, the Julii family, addresses the crowd gathered outside the temple, speaking on the virtues of governance and the state while making more than a few sly jokes at Fabii's expense. After the speech, Camelia comes over to you. I hope we can discuss some of the points I've raised. My family sees so much potential for stronger relations between our dynasties. She gives Oligarch Antonia the Younger a final smirk for walking off. Is there value in Julius's proposals? Maintain 4 governors, control 20 urban tiles. So that'd be 6 more urban tiles, which, if we actually get our city expands up, we'll have. So that's already something we're doing. Governors wouldn't be too hard, but I want to get laws going, which also cost civics. It's in the way of that. Let's go with the control 20 urban tiles. And we wanted trapping so we can get slingers, so we can get the 5 ranged units. Yes. Although, could just get... Well, this is a choice between getting 1. We lose this opportunity, but at this point, we might be losing the opportunity to get the other 4 ranged units if we want it. So even though the archer is probably stronger than the slingers, we're going to go with the slingers. We can get the trapping so we can get the slingers. And the game. And potentially later the furs. So yeah, that's definitely, I think, the right way to go. Gonna have you... move there. Clear, or cut. And in this case, I'm going to make this a quarry. I've already decided. And if I'm going to make it a quarry, that's a decent argument to clear it the rest of the way. So I'm going to clear it and get the rest of the wood. Same sort of thing with this shrub. So I think I'm going to make a quarry or mine. It's not going to be... On the scrub, it's definitely not going to be a lumber mill. So we move there, we spend 2 actions to get 20 lumber. It's not as productive as the previous one was. Let's get the scout going. Move you there, harvest the elephants. Barley. And we're seeing there's a bunch of vandals down here. Sorry for the inaction for the moment. I'm being asked for something from the dog. I think the dog just wants scritches, so the dog's getting scritches at the moment while I'm thinking about what to do. So Scout has 1 point left, so we probably need an exploring. The worker has 1 point left, so I can move it to chop down some forest. And then we got units that could move, but don't need to move. Okay. So, worker, move, cut. Again, this is, if I'm going to use this tile, it's going to be a court. So we're going to clear it. And we're we need to get up to 100 food to build the settler. Yeah, and I think vassalage did get our upkeep costs low enough that we are food positive. Or even more food positive. Bend or break. The days begin to blur, nights bring exhaustion but not sleep. There is never enough time, yet somehow the hours crawl by nothingness. So we've lost 3 orders because we're stressed. So I can start the mission, indulge in revelry, or there's a 25% or 20% chance I become superstitious, 20% chance I become insane because I can't hide from my own mind. Okay, at this point, any distraction is worth a try. And we're running a pretty big deficit on money. I don't get a good solution to the money problem right now. Although, can I build hamlets? I think hamlets turn food into money. Or is that gated behind a tick? Okay, so I could get one of those set up. That would get us cost positive. 1 hamlet per city culture level. So I might only be able to build them in Rome. In fact, if we're going to build a hamlet, that's where it's recommending. I'll take that recommendation. Yeah, that'll give us a minor border expand. And we'll solve the money problem, although not for a couple turns. Probably selling stone is, unless I need it for building, I don't need it. Yeah, I don't currently need it for building. I don't think I have the tech for granary. Requires administration, we don't have administration. Okay. So recommending I build there. Basically what we want to do is build a circle of farms. So we're going to want to build here eventually. So we'll accept that as the recommendation. I suppose, actually, undo that for the moment. So if I just click the build thing. Oh no, it's giving us the wood. It just costs 20 wood. That's why the wood was where it was. So it's costing us 3 action points. 2 to remove the scrub. 1 to build it. Gives us 20 wood, but it costs 20 wood. So the wood level doesn't change. Okay. Then we're going to probably want to cover the pending debt, so we don't go into debt. Here we go. Okay, they finished the pyramids. We are no longer stressed. Okay, so we didn't get the event. We didn't get any of the bad effects that could come with it. Burdens. Darling, does it not seem as if those constant audiences and ceremonies are ever exhausting? Please allow me to take up some of them so that you might focus on more freeing pursuits. That's the consort. I could just give her the throne. Perhaps that would be the best. I can become miserable. Or if it's terrifying, I could say, "You dare try to usurp my power? You shall not get another chance." I don't get that option. So it's no use due to lies heavy upon me. In case I become miserable. And all cities produce 20% less orders. Oof. Or I can just let the queen take over. I think our bonuses are still... Our all country bonuses are still going to be better, even with the order bonus. We're going to... It's no use to rely as heavy upon me. Get the quarry going here. That's a pretty good quarry. And stone right now is quite valuable. So I'm going to be selling something that makes sense to be a thing to be selling. We're probably going to swap over to making mines next. In the meantime, I think we'll grab some inquiry to move through the tech tree a bit faster. Because we can grab inquiries there. Here... Did grab that specialist, so we've got some nice working spots down there. Don't have the food. It would be reasonably expensive to buy the food to get the settler going. And these are just generic rural workers. Rural specialists. So I'd rather stay as a citizen and get the half a order at the moment. Oh, we're already getting inquiry. Oh no, we're just the tiered culture tier 2, so we get inquiry 2. It's an inquiry 1. And this is a repeatable. These are repeatable. Okay. Not to be confused with the forum, which is a permanent. I think this is a one-off payment on the council here. Because it's a repeatable, it's not like the forum, which is permanent. I think it's 60% of the civics that we get paid. 6% of the trading. 6% of the money. Oh, yeah. And this only costs 1 turn, so this wouldn't be a bad thing to do if I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to kick the can for a bit. Of course, I could probably just get away with just selling a bunch of wood. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna... It's control click. Sell a bunch of that. And then we're gonna... buy you. Get the settle in the queue. So we get our 2 of our expands going. Specifically this one so we can actually start fighting again. We've got the orders. Too far from a friendly city at this point. Okay. So we do need to start wandering home. Politics studies. Now that Duchess Livia has completed her study of politics, how shall she contribute to the court? Scholar. Serve as governor's spymaster. Unlocks inquiry, if assigned as a governor. Or diplomat, which can serve as a governor for any family or an ambassador. This governor has extra family opinion as leader, although this is one's not likely to become a leader, so ignore that for the moment. We want +1 science. Or do I want the ability to assign you as a governor to any city? Granted, you're royal, so I think I can assign you to be governor to any city anyway. Just this one would specifically give +40 family opinion for assigning you to a city. And or we can have you around so we can make you the new advisor, or the new ambassador if the old one were to die. Yeah, we'll go this way. We'll go to the diplomat. As tempting as science is. Secret negotiations. I can approve of it, in which case we start a trade mission. Or now is not the time. And I probably want to approve of it. Question is, can I afford to? I think the answer, because we can sell this stone off, I don't necessarily need all this stone, is yes. Approve the trade mission. Okay, so we know where Sarissa and Kadesh are. So they are definitely down here. Okay, so we know they got 4 cities. At least 4 cities. It's quite possible that they've only got 4 cities. So there's trapping. For usable actions. Gain 6 border tiles. Be a bad reroll. Navigation. Mainly be access to the bireme. Probably go colony so we could buy tiles. Although we're way off on the civics for that. Spearmen should be be an upgrade to the warrior in particular. Or sovereignty. Tyranny versus constitution. We're not quite ready for that yet either. Yeah, I'm tempting to go with the border boost. It's recommending that I go navigation out of those ones, but what are we really looking for next? I think it's run up to Kosovo. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go take this card that we're otherwise going to lose the opportunity, instead of the other options being presented. Okay, and apparently got a lot of actions this turn. But that's because I got a lot of the soldiers just sitting around waiting to do stuff. And that stuff's probably going to be attacking the Danes, to be fair. I think the Danes are weak. And a prime target to attack. Before Scipio dies, we'd like to build those 5 range units. Got enough food. Let's get that luxury going. So let's get the pearls going. Which I suppose is going to help with the money problems. So yeah, definitely getting some money problems going. I think the trade mission completed, which is why I've got a pile of money in. So that was definitely worth putting up the cash for. Thinking about... okay, so National Alliance would be quite expensive. National Peace, a little bit more affordable. We're gonna... Oh no, the trade mission's still ongoing because it's got one turn to go. Okay. Okay, so a toss-up here between grabbing a garrison. No, I don't think we want the hamlet. Toss up a garrison for the order. Could go the shrine. The shrine's definitely a better choice over the garrison. We're starting to get up the iron. Although iron's mostly upkeep for melee right now. We need to build a bunch of range units. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards the garrison. Can I build the garrison there? If we had the stone. We don't have the stone. I do have the stone, actually, for a Shrine of Ceres. Let's undo that move. How much does it might cost? 20 wood. Yeah, let's get some wood going. We'll come back to the garrison next time. It should only be like one action. Well, no, it's going to be two because of the mills. Okay. Wait, then two orders out. 2 orders and you can build the thing, but yeah. The other worker just built the hamlet. Okay. And I can now get the game. Build the camp on the game. And we've got the scout. Harvest the sheep because there's a chance when you harvest things like sheep, so you'll bring a copy of it back. So I think we're doing better than the Egyptians. We're definitely behind Haiti. Or Hati. Sandstorm has occurred. Caused 1 tile to become arid. And we want to keep our units out of it, ideally. Arid has a 2% chance of becoming sand. Temperate has a 2% chance of becoming arid. Lush has a 2% chance of becoming temperate. Lasts 1 year. Everything being produced from those tiles is not that turn. Okay. Oh, we are doomed to die soon. Okay. Stone for orders. Stone for science. Stone for civics. I'm on board with stone for civics. Okay, we are doomed to die. I think we're in good standing to very rapidly get the range units. Ooh, will we live long enough to get the... Oh, even if they get expand up, that's only does 5, I think. Yeah, we're not getting enough urban tiles. So we're going to get the half balance on those ones, because we'll get them done before the timeout happens. Just in the fading sides of the sandstorm foretell its end. Your body tells you that you too shall soon leave this world. Calling on Princess Corellia the Younger, you pass on to your heir what you've learned during these calamitous times. Oh, the grandson is dead. So the person I was trying to make the heir did not live to become the heir. Okay. Sandstorm is active. At least my memory might live on. Okay. Taiti, diplomat, requests an audience, saying that she speaks for the person. Our mighty ruler appreciates your cooperation in paying the tribute owed to your nation. Now that relations have been established, she desires to sample your goods. Food for money. We're gonna get timid, but that's fine. We're about to die. Or I can get experience. Now, we'll take timid. Get rid of some of his weaknesses. All the cities gain a little bit more culture effect. Get to building farms. We're going to need food. Okay. So I was hoping to get the range units done sooner. And was hoping to get the settler stuff situation sooner. But it seems we are doomed to die and not complete those quests before the current monarch dies. Okay, because the Medians don't like us, they've generated some barbarians. And yes, the king is now dead. We have 20 turns to complete these. We should be able to complete them in 20. The end of an era. Scipio dies. Messengers from the capital bring news. King Scipio the Explorer's death. All of Rome mourns with the royal family. Hail Queen Cornelia, the new and rightful queen of Rome. Long live the new queen. Patriotic fever, succession. Your coronation has been met with a wave of patriotic fever as subjects from across the nation seek to serve the new ruler. So I can gain a free worker. I can gain a bunch of... And that would give us prosperous in addition to the worker. I can gain training in fierce. Boosts all our infantry. Or encourage artisans to move to the capital. We'll get the bonus because we're definitely going to do some fighting very soon. One night, as your husband strolls the garden, he discovers a small bundle resting beneath a tree. It is an infant, small and sickly. He brings the child to you, believing this meeting was orchestrated by the gods. We can adopt a child. He will stay, but never be our blood. Return the child from where it was found. I could make my husband doomed to die. Okay. Return the child from whence it was found. Husband is the ambassador. Okay. Well, we've got a daughter. We've got an heir. This son that we'd be adopting. Yeah, we get Sextus. Sextus the Blessed. Okay. So, male son, if we press this button, it would piss off the princess, because she's next in line. Of course, she's slothful. Already full of weaknesses. So maybe we want to do that. Or we can get him adopted, which wouldn't get rid of him. Actually get someone else adopted. Adopted by someone else. Which makes them happy with us. Some I'm not able to immediately see. It's being a little bit finicky. Normally you can get the tooltips to stay up. Royal in-law. Okay. So a person I don't particularly care about would hold a favor. Sextus is not immediately dead. Or we can doom the child, which pisses off the husband. You know, we'll raise him as our own. Sandstorms end. Rome's prevailed under your leadership. It can now move forward. So we got some experience from that. Could go into monasticism, which I think is not what we want to do. Drama, husbandry, or administration. I think we want to go administration for the extra potential food we get off the granary. Okay. So, we probably need a new general. The idle candidates, we've got these two. A hero or a zealot? We'll go with the hero. Okay, so settler will be done in a turn. I'm going to need the next settler, although we'll be able to afford that pretty easily coming the next turn. And then we need to get the range units up. They're all going to be slingers. Okay. Want to get these ambitions done before they go away. Oh, and I need to respond to those. Okay, I'm no longer severely ill. We've made amazing recovery. Okay. The king, on the other hand, he is. He may not have much time left. And the Numidian leader is different. Isis and Seriphus. The port city of Arinium. Arinimum. Sees a steady flow of travelers entering by sea. Merchants and diplomats from distant lands risking the perilous seas. The latest residents, unlike all the others. The gods Isis and Seriphus have been brought by the visitors of Egypt and have gained enough of a following city. Their calls to build a shrine to the cult. Your advisors warn that they've heard the cult is being spread in a deliberate plan by Pharaoh Ramses Egypt to gain influence and alliance. Will you permit this worship? Okay, so I'd put it down somewhere. We get extra civics and culture at upkeep cost. I'm not sure I want to pay at the moment. Culture improvements built by certain events. Each has a powerful effect. However, having too many nation may start to cause problems. So it's not really a problem that we would accept this. Because it would be the first cult, presumably. Although we'd take a legitimacy hit from taking it. If we took the first option. Or we'd be pissing the Egyptians off. How do the Egyptians feel about the new monarch? The Egyptians don't like us. So if I wanted the cult, we could allow the cult, but create laws to limit their influence. Or we could refuse entry to them for loyalty. So I think what we're going to go with. A new decree. As Rome grows, the decrees and laws of the nation are what keep order. Families are eager for you to make a new decree on the future of Rome. Gain a bunch of training. Stockpile 2,000 training. Give us opinion with Fabius. Control 6 treasuries. Control 2 elder monks. Or seek to forge our own path. We'll go with the training. I think the training will stockpile up reasonably well. Okay, so where do I want this city? They would give us a bunch of coastal stuff. I'm not sure we want that. Oh, the expansion has already grabbed those first. Okay, I was hoping they'd actually be under the control of this city, but that's fine. Okay, so if we want the raw number of tiles, it's there. Because we're basically getting the same wherever we're going. Alright, so that's kind of the worst. That gives us 4 more tiles. And yeah, that just gives us the most tiles. So that's probably where we want to go. This probably wants to be either the Fabius city or the Julius city. So Fabius is happy they have the largest military. So each of them has a modifier of what they specifically want. They want a counselor from our family. Okay, that's probably doable. Something I need to go through here. One of these might have a preference on having the most cities. Although that's probably the landowners. So it probably doesn't matter who I give this to as long as I give it to one. So I think we don't want to give it to Valerius. As tempting as it would be to get another literature luxury. Because I think we want to give Valerius places that are going to have precious resources. This place won't have any, obviously. It's also going to raise the malice from missing luxuries. So we probably want to do like Julius. Julius is probably the most tempting. So the Numidian city over there is yeah, the Numidians probably want to be Valerius. So we want to hold off because we're going to basically do 2 Valerius ones back to back. We're going to do the Numidian one over there, the Numidian one over there. That'll bring up 3. So the question here is, do I go Fabius or Julius? Let's go Fabius. Fabius is going to get... is going to help us get more training, which is going to help us complete that ambition quicker. We now control 20 urban areas. Okay, so we completed one of those ambitions. I'll bet a little late, so we only got 5 instead of 10 legitimacy for it. So that game's down. Definitely want to get that game going and get the specialist on them so we can get the fur for passing around to people. I think we need a specialist on them to get the fur. Husbandry we'll need for the pasture of the pigs. So yeah, we got 3 furs. So which one do I want to take first? Take that one first. Enables Trapper, which adds the luxury fur. Yeah. Okay, so I don't need to rush to the next settler. And I've got the stone for deploying slingers. So let's go to slingers. So 1 there, 1 here. So we can get up to 5 quickly. We've only got 20. We're only got 19 turns. So I'm gonna have to be fast about it. We're on a timer. You want the reward for completing it. Oh, and the new city needs to pick a production. The new city probably wants a militia, just to garrison it. I think we're going to save up for epics, which we can pick up next turn. Yeah. And then I'm tempted to start a fight with the Danes. Oh, I forgot about the barbarians. Ah, I need to run over to deal with the barbarians. Discovered administration. Good. One of our governors is severely ill. Okay, so we're going to be running out of governors. We're going to have to start replacing them soon. Okay, and our husband, on the other hand, has recovered. Young and in love. Returning from a tour of the nation, your daughter bounds on the halls, unable to unhide her unbound glee. Without prompting, she quickly introduces you to Appius the Swift, an old childhood friend whom she happened to meet again on her travels. The two traveled together for the rest of the journey, are now clearly in love. That's permission to marry, but an advisor informs you that the Fabius family had high hopes that Lavinia would make a match with someone of their family. Shall the marriage be allowed, or is the risk of angering the nobles too high? The nobles at the moment are quite happy. It would take us down to 100, but that isn't going to change anything. Although, the downtick in Founder of the City for us probably will. If combined with that. Which would cause the upkeep cost to go up, and their units to be a little bit less effective, but that's fine, I think. Yeah, I think we agree to this. Get a person that can be a general or a spy master, instead of disappointing the heir apparent. Well, let's not disappoint the heir apparent. Husbandry for the ranches. The other stuff is like 22 turns. Well, land consolidation. That's the groves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groves that we know about. Oh, there's an ore down there. Yeah, I think the pastures, because we're also looking at like 3 pastures. 2 pastures. It's 2 pastures to do over here. Oh no, 3, because of the horse up here. Granary. Do you have any workers near where I can harvest wood? Probably. don't have the stone for that right now. Although this was definitely a reasonable move. We wanted to go mine the ore. So, I'm not completely opposed to that. Okay, so that leaves us in a good place to put the granary in, which is going to cost us 1 wood a year, provide 2 growth, and also importantly, 60% more food on the adjacent farms, which would provide us another 9 food. Or I forget these guys need to take their moves. Come down here and deal with the incoming barbarians. Okay, I'm out of orders unless I want to pay for them. I might be interested in paying for some. Nah, I'm going to pass on it. It's tempting. Very tempting. The raiders are going to come in. And burn a farm down. Reports of a tribal raid from the Vandal outpost. Near Florentina. Tribal peace offer. No. Because we're planning on attacking them, so that's why I'm saying no. Wisdom, charisma, courage. I'm gonna go courage. Let's take that law. So epics. So in theory, we just got some culture. I think it probably gets awarded with the closest city, so it probably got awarded to here. Okay, you want to come ashore. To do some work. Question is, where do I want to sign you for? It would be easy to decide to do the pasture. Obviously can't do the pasture. Oh, the marble. Let's do the marble. And then you want to go do that mine. I have to buy the wood, but that's fine. Okay, so it sounds like the Vandals are preparing for a raid. They're unlikely, I think, to sail across. They're probably going to go around. So they're probably actually going to hit Roman on the Florentina. They're probably incoming, that's what we've been told. Although we don't see them yet. Although that shows that they can go over water if they want to. Autonomy in Florentina. The city of Florentina would like to establish autonomy and rule itself independently from Rome. Roman Finger sends Zenobina would like to reign over the city as its governor. We're going to say no, because I don't want it to go autonomous. Okay. So we successfully dealt the known barbarians. Let's get the slinger to move towards cleaning our objective. And we'll build the slinger up there, and that'll be enough. Let's get a heal in. That's going to take an order. Put you back in the city. And put you on sleep. Scout. Again, we've heard that there's going to be a raid coming in from the Vandals. Okay, so we can see the forward vanguard of the raiders. That's what we wanted to explore with the scout. We'll see if they come by sea. If they do, we can cash them as they come ashore. Once we dealt with those raiders, we are probably going to declare war on... Okay, we're delaying them because we wanted to be close enough to see them, which is not quite what we wanted. I really don't want to be losing the food, but that's the way we want to go on those two choices. We can become foolish, which we don't want. Gambling with our closest friends. Time for a break. Ruling a great nation takes a toll. Our court physicians recommend or suggest that you retire to your private villa for short rest. This is happening because we have negative discipline. So there goes a bunch of money because I don't want to become foolish. Another camp, which again we're going to be buying because we haven't put the lumber mills in yet to make wood. Repair the farm or it will be destroyed in 4 years. Okay, so I got to get a worker down there to fix it. Juice reduction. I need another slinger to complete the quest, so you're going to be a slinger. Okay, I think they're probably going to go by sea. We'll see if they actually set out. Okay. Where's... Oh, the slinger. Yeah, let's bring the slinger down, because we've got stuff going on. And we've got 3 actions, 3 orders left, that's fine. So we now got all the slingers in the queue. So we are expecting to complete the ambition in 6 turns. Stepmother converted to Judaism, which is fine. The oligarch that... Well, a bunch of people are severely ill. Okay. Guess these are the minor events with a lot of the minor characters. Okay. Okay, we'd like if you to keep building a farm. See if we can afford it. Looks like you can. You just spend some money. Do you have enough orders? Yeah, we can spend enough orders. Get down there. Get down there, and repairing is again going to cost wood, but it's cheaper than building it from scratch. Then we're probably going to expand the lumber mill so we don't have to keep buying lumber. Waiting for those guys to come ashore. They're quite a way out. Okay, you're going to be in the forefront of conflict with the Danes. The wall here is also going to help with improving your discontent. And until we have the specialist we want to make, you can't become specialist anyway. It's maybe a question of not want a worker. The answer right now is no. So yeah, let's grab the wall. Because of the city HP and the happiness. Because we're going to have a militia garrisons in there all the time. So +1 happiness from the militia, basically. Oh, and I should be assigning governors. Got the civics to do that now. Strong message. Dishonorable behavior of the Nubians must no longer be tolerated. Quite simply, they must be taught a lesson. Court desires war to send a strong, unmistakable message. Well, I was going to go the warpath. These were not the people I was planning on attacking, but they're apparently the ones the court wants us to fight. Hopefully the Numidians have 3 cities. We know they have at least 2. One there, one there. We don't know where their third one is. Well, actually, no, we know in the Fog of War there's the... No, that's the Thracian. Yeah, we don't know where their third one is. Presumably they have one. We're going to war with the Numidians. Aemilia the Benevolent. In the streets of her home of Pompeii rose petals and cheers of adorning crowds, following oligarch Aemilia the Younger wherever she goes. As head of the Julii, she has been free with her considerable fortunes, and Aemilia's good works and charity have become legendary. The name on everyone's lips, the court is abuzz with speculation at the royal reaction. I can make him a rising star, which means I can make them the Grand Vizier. To demagogue presents a danger to all of Rome, exile them. Or if I was covert, I could, you know, get rid of them. Oh no, 50% chance they become infamous. So not get rid of them. Get information on them. Make him into a rising star. Improper vassal. The Fabius nobility has become overly familiar with you to a degree that their other families find it unseemly. At a recent feast, the Fabia leadership greets you warmly and seats themselves first at the royal table. The other families turn to you to issue rebuke. What will you do? If we're gracious, so we could remind them decorum. Reprimand them, or piss the other families off. They're happy enough that unless we're going to go up to the next tier, which I don't think we're going to do, we just let this, like, or reprimand them. Take the -20. Of course, the melee can't hit them at sea. That's quite understandable. Got another one over here. Okay, you running over. Slinging. And yeah, we're at war with the Nubians, so we should probably move against the Nubians in both directions. It's only going to cost us 2. Let's start getting this settler underway. So in practice, that's actually going to be the front line against that Nubian city. That's probably the one I should really go after first. Although we're reasonably positioned to go after this one. Can I buy an order? We don't have Schemer. We don't have coin debasement. And I don't want to buy. I don't want to pay the training. Okay, so that's what we've got for the turn. Fair enough. Oh, before we let too much go on, I need to put a part break in here. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to record one more part tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around and take a short break to check up on the dog, and then we will be back to continuing to play this for one more hour. Hopefully we should deal with these barbarians. That shouldn't be too hard to do, to be fair. We should successfully complete the ambition of having the ranged units, because we're 3 turns out for completing it. To clear the 3 tribal settlements should be doable. We know where 2 are. The hard thing is actually going to be figuring out where the 3rd is, I think. So there's the Syrians. Okay, so we know where the Syrian. We know where the other players are. We just don't know where the minor Nubians are. The 3rd Nubian, we can go looking for the 3rd Nubian pretty quickly once we get rid of the 2 that we know of. So yeah, 2 of these should be pretty completable. Although the training one is mostly actually avoiding training more troops, weirdly. Because we get training from not using training. So that city, for example, is not making training at the moment because it's going into making troops. We need to get 10 more turn out of it. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back to play this a little bit more after a short break, just so I can check up on the dog. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.